Welcome back to Chief Studios. My name is Taylor Bell, joined by Coop. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm all right, man. Ready to talk about some football on this lovely Monday afternoon. We got some games tonight, but we got to talk about what's going on with the Chiefs yesterday.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Chiefs lose a tough one, and I'm not gonna say it's a nail in the coffin for me, but basically is right. So the Chiefs lose, as you know, Chiefs fans, 1927 Sunday Night Football in Lambeau, or should I say in Green Bay at Lambeau. I was highly anticipating this game, looking forward to it. We're coming off of a really good performance against the Raiders. It looked like the offense was finally somewhat explosive, get back on track, and it was quite the opposite. Chiefs struggle for majority of the game offensively. Just could not really put anything together. Um, and look, I'm not going to review the game. I'm sure everybody by now has seen the game. But I wanted to get into something real quick. Something that really pisses me off. Last night, so after the game, I go on some other. I think I talked about it with you in a week or two ago. I subscribed to some other fan channels on YouTube, and it seems like a lot of these fans are in denial. Like they're still, oh, we'll be okay. We're still going to make the playoffs. Oh, well, we still should be the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. No, no, no. The Chiefs team is not going to the Super Bowl. We're not winning the Super Bowl this year. We're going to flame out in the first or second round. And what from last night can you take away and say we can beat Baltimore? Do you think we can beat Miami again playing like that, Chiefs fans? No, the season is done. The Chiefs are done. And that's basically what I take away from it, because you cannot be inconsistent going into the playoffs. You can have a game like the Raiders, but then you can't have a game like last night in Green Bay. This falls directly on GM Brett Veach's shoulders. I don't know what he was thinking rolling into the season. Wide receiving core that looks like that. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh well, if it wasn't for that no call, that pass interference last night, did you see that, Coop, where Mahomes threw a bomb, Valdez Scantling, and he was going to catch it, and the Green Bay defender tackled him right before he could catch the ball? Did you see that? It was like on the 2 or 3 yard line.
Mm-mm.
Well, the Chiefs, they were okay. So late in the game, the Chiefs were driving. The second to the last drive, Mahomes threw an interception. Now, I'm putting that. I'm gonna put a half and half on Mahomes, half on the wide receiver. They were driving down the field, but he threw an interception over the running back's hands a little too high. But good play by the defender, right? So that negated a scoring drive. And then on the very last scoring drive of the game, Mahomes throws a 50-yard bomb, which has been non-existent this year. Uh, um, and everybody's on the edge of the seats, and it looked like Valdez Scantling was going to catch it right in his breadbasket. Perfect pass. And then the Green Bay defender just smothers the wide receiver. Now, yes, if he would have caught that, probably would have led to a touchdown. Probably would have led to a tie game. However, I don't think it should come down to that. I think the inability to move the ball, you had plenty of plays all game long to make plays and came up short. So I'm not done with the Chiefs, obviously, but I don't expect them to win this year. You cannot beat. Look, there's no way we're going to beat Baltimore, like I mentioned. Let's say you do make it to the Super Bowl. Do you think you're going to beat San Francisco? Did everybody watch San Francisco yesterday? I mean, they basically put the NFL on notice. They're the best team in the
Right.
NFL.
San
So
Francisco
even
looked
if
like a whale.
yes, man, oh my God, man, they look good. Man, they look good. So that's what I'm saying. Even if they make it to the Super Bowl, I don't see them beating San Francisco. I don't see them beating even Philadelphia again. Philadelphia put it on us. Um, it's just not happening. It's just not happening this year. Sorry to say it. At this time, with a few games left, this is when your team needs to be getting in sync, getting on a roll. But you should be playing your best football right about now. And the Chiefs look like they are. Um, it looks like the Chiefs are just coming out of training camp. They just can't. They're a mess. So I just wanted to get that off my chest because I saw a lot of these fan YouTube channels that are in denial, and it's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, it was it was not a fun game, to say the least. It was close, but that was because we couldn't get anything going. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. It was
Yeah.
I don't. Hopefully, I don't know, because Baltimore, we got receiver problems also. So while we looked good the week before, we had a bye week this week. We still have those issues to address also. So
hmm
you guys probably could skate past us. I don't know about winning, but you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It would have to involve some luck, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to beat San Francisco this year. I mean, you never know. They could get injuries could come into play later into the year, but um, even Philadelphia, I don't know. Good. I would like to see Philly versus Baltimore. Who's the other? Wait, Miami is probably the other third best team in the AFC, correct?
Yeah, Miami.
So, I mean, I don't know. It just the AFC does not look strong this year. No, there's not a team like San Francisco in the AFC that you can be like they are, the number one team in the AFC. It's kind of like, it's kind of up in the air. But San Francisco put
Yeah,
on a strong showing yesterday. I did not expect that to be a blowout, but my God, did they look good.
yeah, they let Philly know this would have
Mm,
happened in last year in the playoffs if our quarterback wasn't injured.
yep. Yeah, right. That's 100% right. Um, there was was that how was your opinion on the officiating? And there's a lot of talk around the talking heads or the media about how bad the refereeing was this weekend. I mean, there's a ton of blown calls, and I'm not the one to blame a game on a call, but and I'm not saying the Chiefs would win yesterday if they did get that or non-pass interference call, but they certainly did not deserve to win the game. But
Yeah,
jumping from game to game, it seemed like almost in almost every game there were huge calls that were missed.
yeah, the officiating is they need to revamp in the off season or something, because these guys have been blowing calls, calling ridiculous calls, and like controlling the game. And I want the teams to be able to control the game, not the officiating.
Right. Yeah, it's they still have the refs as part-time employees, which is strange to me, but they do get paid a few hundred grand a year, but make them full-time. A lot of them have a primary job. I mean, honestly, refereeing is their second job, which sounds
Mm.
crazy. Uh, like a lot of
Yeah,
them are lawyers. A lot of them are, honestly, there's one that's a college professor, which sounds weird, but it is what it is. I mean, look, you got to get, if they're not full time, you need health insurance, right? So, like, yeah, a
yeah,
few hundred grand's nice, but I mean, health insurance you would like to have and a retirement fund. Like, they got to do something with these refs. They got to make them full time. The league has billions of dollars. I think it's time to do something about this. Put them on the payroll, make them go through some kind of off-season training, because that's the other thing that they're going to say, well, they only work, what is it, 18 to 22 weeks out of the year, up to half of a year at the most. But so what are they going to do for the off-season? Well, shit, I don't know. Have them, go to your NFL facilities and go through scenarios. I mean, who knows? But they got to do something.
Something. College games.
Right.
Something.
Right.
They got to do some camps or, for the future referees coming, something has to shake, because I don't like it at all. I don't like when they determine the outcome of a game.
They could even run off-season camps with incoming players, right? You college players, or even players that just sign up that want to help, that want to go through certain scenarios, like have them on a practice field somewhere.
Let them know this is what you're gonna run into in the pros. This is how we officiate the game. It's a little different than college, something.
Well, I think it'd be beneficial for the players. And now I don't know how many college players would elect to do some kind of program with the refs, but the rules are a little different, and I think it would help all parties involved with if they had some off-season program, get these refs on full time, and they got to eliminate this, because it's affecting, like you said, way too many games, man. Because that's all I'm hearing today is, oh, the ref did this, the ref did that in this game, and it's ridiculous. There's too much money, right? There's betting, billions of dollars bet on these games, and to leave it up to these refs is not acceptable. Like it's a weak point in football right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
and then
let's
one of
get
the
through.
refs got his knee blew out on the weekend at the Saints game.
I
Got
heard
on the
about that.
sideline, and the leg was across his body.
God damn, yo! And they don't have health insurance.
Right.
I would, man. I would hope the NFL offer. That's going to be a big medical bill. You're taking to the ER, which you know how expensive that is. And you're going to have to get surgery, and then you're going to have to do rehab. Like, he's looking at least a few $100,000 right there, probably.
Long road to recovery.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't see that, but I definitely heard about that. Let's get into some other games. Let me share the screen real quick. Let's see. I wonder if this view would be better. Let me pull up share screen. Did you watch the Cowboys game?
The Cowboys game. Who did they
play
play this week?
They played the Seahawks.
They played the Seahawks, right?
Yeah, it was a really, really close game.
Seahawks had a chance to win it. They just couldn't get
Yeah,
it
they
together.
couldn't hang on. It went back and forth in the fourth quarter. Actually, Dak looked. I didn't watch it either, but I went back and watched the replay. Dak looked really good, surprisingly. CeeDee Lamb had like 178 yards, 11 catches, and 3 TDs, just completely balled out. So look, they could be a team. I'm not a Cowboys fan by any stretch of the imagination. Quite the opposite. But I do look. I am honest, right? Like, they do look like a decent team this year. I mean, but
right,
history will probably catch up to them, and they'll probably fizzle out, or something will happen in the playoffs. But look, the NFC's got a lot of good teams, man. They got the Cowboys, Philly, and the 49ers. And the Lions, too. The Lions whooped up on the Saints.
Yep. I owe Dak Prescott an apology at the beginning of the season. Said he was going to have another trash season. But he's actually in the MVP race, him and Brock Purdy. So that's pretty dope.
Yep, that is true. We'll get into the games, rest of the games here really quick, but I've been thinking about MVP the last 2 weeks because I brought it up just randomly because I didn't have any other topics to do on one of my streams. And what do you think about Tyreek Hill being MVP?
Uh, when was the last time a
Now
receiver was the MVP?
he's on. It's been a very long time, but here's why I say that. Now, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was like, well, I really don't have an MVP, but I said give it to Mahomes, but that's down the drain. That's not happening. However, now I'm kind of shifting towards Tyreek Hill because he's on pace to break the single season receiving record for yards. And I think he's on pace to hit 2,108 yards, which would not only break, but I think he would beat it by about 100 yards. So the last time somebody did that, or I don't know, when was it? It's been a long time. I don't know specifically, but I think it's probably 15, 20 years.
Hey, that
Now,
might
they
be.
do play one extra game, which probably helps, but Purdy, I guess you could say MVP. Who else? Who else did you say?
Dak.
I'm Dak, and I know a rookie will not win it, but CJ Stroud, I watched the well, not all of it, but a large majority of the Texans game yesterday. I am blown away at the way he plays.
I like him. Yeah.
They only won two or three games. I think 2 games last year, and he has them in the playoff race, and with basically the same team. So he looks good. Dak looks good. Purdy looks good, and we'll throw in Tyreek Hill just for shits and giggles. Plus, he could possibly break a highly sought after offensive
Receiving
record. Yeah, because he's definitely fun to watch too. Let's see. The Jets looked abysmal. They lose to the Falcons. Colts beat Titans in overtime. And the Lions beat the Saints, which we just mentioned. The Texans beat the Broncos. Get this. The Chargers beat the Patriots. You want to know? Do you know what the score was?
Probably 10-13 or something like that. What was
6-0. 6-0. How can you like 0? 0, and there was only 2 field goals the whole game.
Oh man,
so
that's ridiculous.
Just an absolute abysmal game. The Monday Night Football this upcoming week, they actually flexed the New England Patriots out of Monday Night Football. Not tonight, but next week. The Chiefs are playing. We're scheduled to play in New England next Monday night, and the NFL said no. We're not putting that on national TV. So the Patriots and Chiefs will play Sunday, and who plays? It is Sunday night. Monday night is Titans and Dolphins. Oh, this Thursday? Oh, they play the Steelers.
Pittsburgh and somebody.
Patriots and Steelers.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bad game. Let's see. The Rams beat up on the Browns. I didn't catch any of that. Bucks beat the Panthers. Yeah, we touched on the Eagles and 49ers. Cardinals beat Steelers. Dolphins demolish the Commanders. Let me see how many yards Tyreek Hill had. Damn. See, he's balling out. Yesterday, Tyreek Hill had 5 receptions, 157 yards, and 2 TDs, averaging over 31 yards a catch.
It's crazy.
God damn. So we'll keep an eye on him. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him. Kansas City not looking good. Now, I know they won a championship last year after they traded him away, but it's total night and day now. Like, Who do they? Yeah, I don't want to get into it. Never mind. Let's see what else we got here. Upcoming games. I want to watch. CJ Stroud should have a good game against the Jets this upcoming week. And who did the Ravens play?
We had a bye week this week, so who do we play coming up?
Next week, yeah.
Chargers. No.
Chargers.
No.
Yeah, the Rams. The Rams. LA. Yeah. I'm mistaken. The Chiefs played the Bills. I thought they played the Patriots, but Chiefs play Bills this Sunday. Cowboys and Eagles should be a good game. That's probably the game of the weekend. 49ers and Seahawks should be another good game in the NFC. So, and then you'll get to see Tyreek Hill ball out on Monday Night Football a week from tonight. But who do you have in tonight's game? I know it may not be the most exciting. It's the Bengals and Jaguars. I'll probably take the Jags, right? Because Burrow's still injured. Oh, I guess he's out for the rest of the year, right? With his hand.
Yeah, man. I'm going to go Jags also.
Definitely I think Jags.
They just don't have it without Burrow.
Right. What'd you think about what's your prediction for the college football playoff? What do you think is going to happen between Alabama and Michigan? You think Alabama's going to roll all over Michigan? You think they're going to roll Tide?
I think it's going to be a good first half, but I think Bama will pull it out. I don't think they're going to just beat them up, but I think they'll pull it out. Michigan
might have the best team. I mean, like as far as group of football players, young men in college football, they have a loaded roster. But for some reason, I still can't shy away from choosing an SEC team. Like they're just – I'm going to take Alabama probably too. I did not expect them to beat Georgia.
Right.
And when you least expect, when you count them out, they come back and never count out a Nick Saban team. But let's see. I think there's games on Saturday now that the college football game is over and done with. No? Oh, no, that doesn't start until not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend. So tonight we're finishing week 13 with this Monday night game. Next week is week 14. The weekend after that, week 15, you get a bunch of Saturday games for the NFL. Okay. 15, 16, and 17. So the last 3 weeks of the NFL season, I love those games on Saturdays. You got football Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and there's a Monday night game. So you get football 4 days out of the week for the last 3 weeks. So
that's cool.
I guess the last 2 weeks because they don't have a Monday Night Football the last week of the season. But let's see. Is there any other news I was trying to get into? Let's see. What's his name? Aaron Rodgers officially ruled out to come back this year. We kind of knew that was gonna happen. Yeah. Oh, before my phone crashed, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, they showed that clip of Aaron Rodgers taking snaps in practice for the Jets, right? And in the comments, did you see those clips where he was throwing balls and taking snaps and throwing balls to receivers?
No, I need to go check it out.
He looked pretty good. Like he looked like he was back in shape, right? And he just tore his Achilles like on week 1. So that's 13 weeks ago.
Right. So that's crazy.
Everybody in the comments was like, they need to drug test him, like, oh, I told you it wasn't an Achilles and this and that, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, because I know exactly what he did, but it's not in you'll never hear it in the media and nobody will ever talk about it. But I know exactly what he did because it's controversial. So I'm like, damn, should I comment or should I not? Because I know it's going to be a back and forth conversation. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just reply real quick. he had Aaron Rodgers had stem cell treatment on his Achilles.
Mm.
And a lot of people replied back like I knew they would, because they, a lot of people were like, what the hell is that? What do you mean it's controversial? So a stem cell is not approved by the FDA here in America. It involves taking stem cells out of a unborn child or embryo while it's still inside at its very, very early stage, when the cells are forming inside the embryo to form a baby, right? But here's the catch: once you use those once you use or extract the stem cells, that baby cannot basically continue to being developed and be born. And that's where the controversy comes in, you see. So if you pull stem cells, then that baby cannot be born. So that's why the FDA doesn't approve it, right? So
Yeah.
But it is legal in many countries, and South America, I believe it's Colombia or Panama, has the kind of a random place, but they have the world's leading research and development R&D in stem cell. It used to be in Germany, probably 10 years ago, but just recently, South America, the world's best doctors in stem cell research come from South America. So long story short, he flew down to South America and basically got stem cell injections, multiple injections over a few days span. And they literally inject it into your injured tissue, right? So they injected the stem cells into his Achilles, and it's so effective that it has brought paralyzed people from accidents, car crash. You can inject stem cells into the spine and they can walk again. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So yes, he had stem cell treatment injected into his Achilles. And that's why it's healed so fast. That's why everybody's like, holy shit, like, it's kind of unbelievable, but that's what it does. So I knew all along that's what he was doing. And when he said, I'll be back before this year is done, I was like, oh, okay, I know what he's doing now. Now, Kobe had this done, but Kobe had his done in Germany. Now, a lot of people, if you look it up, it'll say red cell blood, because look, it is controversial. So some athletes don't want it to be known. And Kobe did say he did go over to Germany to get his Achilles done, but he claimed he had red blood platelets infused or something. And same thing with what's his name, Peyton Manning.
Okay, for his neck.
So that's how, for his neck, because he had fused some of his spine and stuff like that. Well, he went over to Germany, but that was what, 8-10 years ago. So, but now Joe Rogan is a big proponent of the stem cell. He's actually gotten he tore his rotator cuff and said he tried all the treatment in the world, couldn't even lift his arm or even zipper. Like, he couldn't move his arm, period. Did all the treatment in the world here. And he said he finally went down to South America, got the stem cell injections in his shoulder, and he says he feels like he's 18 again. Like, it's literally stronger than it was before his injury. So I was like, Jesus, that is crazy. So, and if you actually go and watch the Aaron Rodgers interview with Joe Rogan, they talk about that, about stem cell. Now, that was a year ago. So that's how I know that connection is there too, because Aaron Rodgers starts asking all sorts of questions about stem cell, and Joe Rogan saying, I mean, it's illegal here, but shit, it heals paralyzed people from walking, and it healed my rotator cuff, and it just does miracles medically. So I don't know, but long story, but he's not coming back, and they were just announced, or I guess he did, because they are not playoff bound. I wouldn't want to come back either. The offensive line sucks.
Right. Be out there fucking re-injured.
Yep. Exactly. Have to get stem cell injections on his other ankle.
Man.
It's expensive as shit too. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But when you make 40, 50, 60 million a year, who cares? So, let's see. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Eagles security officer ejected.
Have you seen the picture of that guy?
Who?
The Eagle security officer.
Yeah, he looks like a mob boss or something, right? That guy, the fat guy. Yeah, or
Yeah.
he's got the white guy that's kind of big. Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah,
Well,
he
the
looks like
mob still exists in Philly after that.
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, dude. One time when I was a kid, we went to Boston for I can't remember. It was like I must have been like 14, 15, 16, right around when the Sopranos was real popular.
Mhm.
We went to Boston for like a family vacation, and one summer, and we went to go in this little. We were driving around in a rental car, going to get something to eat, and we wanted to eat some Italian food. So we joked, we said, it kind of looks like the Sopranos neighborhood. So we pull off in a side street, and we walk up to this Italian restaurant, and 1000% mob ties, but they were super friendly to us. But it looked just like in The Sopranos. They had two big fat Italian guys sitting out front in chairs in front of the Italian food restaurant, reading the newspaper, kind of keeping an eye, making sure the feds or somebody didn't run up in there. And they're, oh yeah, come on in. Oh, with the Boston accent, you need a table. Talk to Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, Oh, my family, we were like, holy shit, this is just like out of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So yeah, he looks like a typical Philly tough guy. So does our coach, Sirianni. He's a jackass, man. He's always like acting like a kid. All right, so give me the playoff picture. Who do you think's going to do good before we get out of here? Who do you think's going to have a strong end of the season? Maybe not playoff picture, but who do you expect to basically solidify the season, rolling into the playoffs? Who do you think's going to be playing good? Who do you think's going to make it out of the NFC and the AFC? Let me go look at the playoff picture.
To the Super Bowl or to the playoffs?
Playoffs.
Well, Chiefs never count them out. Look like the Steelers are actually going to creep in. Of course, Baltimore, Miami.
I'm gonna try to pull the. Okay, so if you look at the screen share, I got. So there's 7 playoff spots available in each conference. So, the Dolphins are the number 1 seed in the AFC right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Dolphins, Ravens, Jaguars. Yeah, I guess they are the best in the AFC South. Chiefs, look at that. Steelers are in the playoffs right now. Looks like a wild card, but still. And then you got holy shit, the Browns.
The Colts are actually.
And so, look, you got the AFC. Texans are technically tied for a wild card spot that they could actually write their own ticket if they win. I was looking at the schedule. Texans got. I do have a number of people in Houston listening, so that's why I'm kind of checking on the Texans. Normally, I wouldn't talk about them, but I do have listeners right now.
I really think they can make it though over the Browns.
Hey, look, they're a fun watch. I'm telling you, I'm blown away by how well they've been playing. Like they're a fun, exciting team. So let's look at their schedule. They play. Okay. They got the Jets next, which they'll win that game. The Jets suck. Then they play the Titans, which could go either way. It's a divisional game. and then they play the Browns, and then the Titans again, and then the Colts. So I guess they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games left. They should win 1, 2. They should win 3 out of those 5, I would think. So if they could win 3 out of their next 5, let's see, that would put them at, so Titans, Jets, Browns, Titans, Colts. That would put them at 10-7, possibly 11-6. Yeah, so the Broncos are in the hunt. So okay, so it looks like the Broncos are possibly, which is a surprise, are possibly on the outside looking in.
They're going to shoot the
Bills.
bucket. They're not going to make it.
Yeah. I expect the Texans to get in, honestly, but they would have
too.
to beat out. They play the Browns in the second to last game of the season. So the Browns got the number 7 spot. So that'll be a huge game. And the Texans in the very last game play the Colts. And they're the number 6 spot in the AFC. So that's what I was saying. The Texans, they can write their own ticket to the playoffs if they just beat the Browns and the Colts in the last 2 of the last 5 games. So the NFC, we got Eagles, we got 49ers. That's no surprise. Yeah, that's right. The 49ers. Okay. We got the Lions. Falcons is surprising.
Very
Cowboys,
surprising.
Yeah. Vikings and then Packers. Now, let's see who is looking on the outside.
Seahawks and Bucks.
And the Rams and the Bucks. Seattle looked halfway decent, actually, against the Cowboys. And the Rams too, they look pretty good, which is surprising. They got a lot of injuries. So we will do playoff watch from here on out, and then we'll do special. I think we need to double up on the episodes when playoffs come. Like, do a bunch of streaming and all that stuff. So, is there anything else you want to get into, or that'll be it?
I
think we're good. Okay. Well, look, it's Monday. Let's do this. We're gonna schedule the rest of the year. How about that? I'll get with you later. I got to record something for my tech channel right now before the afternoon ends. But I'll get with you tomorrow, and we will schedule the rest of the season. How about that?
All right, cool, man. I always appreciate you bringing me on.
No problem. Yes, please go. I will link the podcast about nothing show, his YouTube channel, in the description box, and as I always do, his Instagram page as well. So please go check those out. Very, very interesting and entertaining follows. So, Coop, thank you very much, and we will see you here in just a couple days.
All right.
All right, brother.